Hey guys. To be honest, I'm actually really nervous to film this video. I don't know why, just there's something that feels so intimidating about telling people what you spend money on. Something to keep in mind. Plants are my job. I am considered a business. So at the end of the year, I can write off all of my plant purchases as business expenses. So I do think that leads me to be a little more spendy with plants, like be willing to be a little more spendy with plants. And I hope that videos like this or like plant haul videos in general aren't encouraging anybody to spend money they maybe don't have. Like, more than anything, please do not spend money you don't have. Don't go into debt over houseplants. Some people like to spend money on nice clothes, nice shoes, like designer handbags. Really, whatever it is, we all have our thing, going out to eat at really nice places all the time. My thing is plants, so I do like to save my extra money for plants. I do also sell plants that I propagate so that I can have a little bit of a bigger plant budget. I do have a video all about selling houseplants if that's something you'd like to try for yourself. Anyway, wow, I'm really skirting around the topic of this video, eh? Today I'm going to be telling you some of my biggest plant splurges in the last couple of years. So yeah, and also buying, like spending actual money isn't the only way to get wish list plants. You can also swap, like there are other options out there. And I won't be telling you exactly how much I paid for each plant, mostly because I don't quite remember exactly what I paid. Just kind of a general range of what I typically see these plants like selling for, what you can expect if you're on the hunt for one of these. So yeah, okay, let's get into my biggest plant splurges. Let's do this. So number one, we will start off with my variegated money tree, which this is one of the first plants I bought in 2021. Is it 2021? Yeah, it's 2021. This is one of the first plants I bought in 2021 and splurged on. I got this from Next World Exotics, and it was the first time I had ever seen this kind of variegation pop up. Before that, it really was just the sectoral money tree variegation, which I'm not as much of a fan of in money trees. And I think right now in the market, this kind of plant sells for between like $400 to $600. And I definitely paid somewhere in that range. Again, I don't remember the exact number, but yeah, isn't it pretty? I've shown this one before, so this one's probably not like shocking to you. But I definitely love money trees, did really well with my large one, so I decided it was worth it to me. And I get to write it off. Okay, onward. The next plant I'll show you is kind of a newer one to me. It is a red spot tricolor syngonium. You guys know how much I love syngonium. So they are definitely the plant type that I'm like most willing to splurge on because I've loved them since the beginning. A syngonium was my very, very first plant I ever got. A cutting from my grandmother's plant. It was a white butterfly. I still have it in my bathroom. You've seen it many times on my channel. Anyway, this is a red spot tricolor, and they really are difficult to come by. For a plant this size, so pretty small, you can expect to spend between $1,000 to $1,500. And it does also depend, of course, like on the level of variegation on something like this. Some of them don't have as nice looking variegation as others do. So for this nice variegation, definitely expect 1,000 on the low end. I mean, I think 1,000 to 2,000 is like a very broad range, but I have seen them sell around maybe a little bit bigger than this for 2,000 with like incredible variegation. Red spot tricolor syngonium. This is an Anthurium warocquianum, and you guys know I'm not like super huge into Anthurium. I bought this from Ella, or the Plants Meow. I love it. I think it's so beautiful. I wanted a long leaf plant like this forever. I love the velvety finish. I just think it's really, really beautiful, and it is one I had my eye on for a long time. So when I saw Ella selling this on her Instagram story, I had to buy it. Because I'm a huge fan of her channel, and also like this plant is beautiful. Are you kidding me? Me personally, again, I'm not like too well versed in the Anthurium world. I think a pretty good range you could expect to pay for something like this Anthurium warocquianum is $400 to like $500-ish. Again, depending, and I'm not super knowledgeable on them. I just knew I wanted to buy one of Ella's plants, so I kind of went for it without knowing too much about anthurium prices, although I'm sure she's charging very fair prices. Yeah, and it's really, really pretty. It's brought me a lot of joy, so I'm very happy I decided to go for it. I will say I don't really splurge like spur of the moment. If I'm going to spend a lot of money on a plant, it's going to be a plant I've thought about for a long, long time that I know at some point I'm definitely going to want to get. So when the right one pops up, I am like ready to jump on it. I've thought it through, researched the care, kind of jumped through all the hoops mentally to allow myself to do that, you know, make sure I have the money first of all. So yeah, just that, there's that. Okay, so we have another Syngonium. And again, another plant I show a lot on my channel because I'm extremely proud of it is my Syngonium Strawberry Ice. I know you guys saw me haul this for my birthday, so this was a birthday plant splurge, and I don't regret it. I'm so happy I did. I've wanted this plant for years now, and I knew that once I saw the right plant with the right variegation level, like I definitely knew I was going to be super picky about the plant. So typically if you're going to be super picky about like variegation or something like that, you can expect to pay a little bit more. For this size of plant and this level of variegation, comfortably, I would say expect $500 to $700. And again, this isn't saying that you like won't be able to find it for less than that, because you may be able to find it, but I just think like on average that's kind of the going rate right now. Syngonium Strawberry Ice. Are you kidding? It's so pretty. Okay. Next up, we'll do another non-Syngonium. I have two more plants. This is a Monstera obliqua. Ooh, which I bought this from Pinoydendron on Instagram, and I actually bought it as a node. It was already rooted when I bought it, but it didn't have growth. It had like the tiniest of growth point forming. Other than that, yeah, there wasn't much going on with it. Just a little bit of root and a little bit of growth point, and it has grown into this in about a year, I would say, maybe a little bit less than a year. Anyway, did I say this is a Monstera obliqua Peru? Because that's what it is. Yeah, for that node, I believe I paid $700 for it, but I did buy it in the height of the like plant price increase last year in 2020. So right now I think you can buy nodes for a lot cheaper, although something to think about when you're considering splurging on something like an obliqua node is a lot of times they will send out runners. Like 75% of the time they will send out a runner before they ever put out like a leaf. So just something to keep in mind, like you might be splurging on a runner, on a node that's going to send a runner and not a leaf right away. Like it might take some finessing, although you can buy, I've seen them, you can definitely buy nodes for like, I think I've seen them go for like $150 on Facebook buy sell trade groups. So I mean, they're not as expensive anymore. If you're not buying an already established plant, it is kind of a toss up on if it's going to shoot out a runner or shoot out a leaf. Just be wary of that before you splurge. So I do remember I spent $700 on that node. The prices have gone down, but it was definitely a big splurge for me. Isn't it pretty? I'm so proud of this plant. Anyway, yeah, look at those roots coming off the bottom. It needs repotted. So yeah, Monstera obliqua Peru. It literally is just a tiny node. Oh, look, you can see the node. That node right there, this little stick right here that goes from here to here, I spent $700 on. And this one I remember for a fact that's what I paid. Okay, and then last up is a Syngonium scrambled egg. This is another one that is very hard to come by. It is a variegated Syngonium Wendlandia. Really, really cute. Look at this little half moon one here. The newest leaf, I love it. For this size, this is the most recent one I've bought. It was $1,000, and I consider that to be a really good price for a plant of this size and this level of variegation. For something like this, you can expect, I'm gonna give you a big range because it's really hard to say. They just aren't super available, which of course scarcity makes them cost more. So I'll just say like 800 to 1600. That's quite a big range. 800 to 1300 for something this size. Although, of course, there's going to be some, like, for more than that, of course, too. Oh my gosh, this one's getting a new leaf. The scrambled egg is getting a new leaf. Mayday, Mayday. Or not Mayday, Mayday. What's something positive I can say? Alert, alert. I don't know. It's putting out a new leaf. That's the last one. What'd you think? This was kind of fun, kind of nerve-wracking. Those are all of my plant splurges for the last, like, 2 years. Let me know what you thought. What's your plant splurge of the last couple years? Or plant splurges, depending on how much plant shopping you do. So, yep. Okay, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.